You walk into Target for one thing, maybe a tube of toothpaste or a roll of paper towels. 45 minutes later, you're pushing a cart filled with 3 candles, a $40 throw pillow that just spoke to you, 2 frozen pizzas, and a fake plant you're now emotionally attached to. And somehow you still forgot the toothpaste. Welcome to the Target effect, an unholy cocktail of marketing psychology, design science, and caffeine-induced optimism. This isn't just a store, it's a retail matrix. And you, my friend, are Neo, except the red pill costs $8.99 and comes with a matching mug. Target knows exactly what it's doing. From the soft lighting that makes you feel like you're shopping inside a Pinterest board, to the scent of fresh brewed Starbucks wafting through the air like an overpriced siren song, every single element is engineered to separate you from your money. With a smile. And then there's the silence. No loud announcements, no buzzing fluorescent lights, just calm, tranquil vibes, and a minimalist layout that whispers, "Buy me. You deserve it." It's like spa day meets silent auction, and your debit card is the first one to raise its hand. Let's talk about the floor plan, because that layout? It's not accidental, it's zoned. Employees are told to maintain specific sections, especially end caps and impulse zones, to perfection. Why? Because you're far more likely to throw something in your cart if it's beautifully lit and slightly on sale. Need milk? Too bad. First, you're going to pass seasonal decor, trendy pajama sets, and at least 3 aisles of throw blankets. Target doesn't just sell you stuff. It choreographs a shopping ballet where the final act is always, "Oops, how did this get in my cart?" Now let's talk carts. You ever notice how big they are? And deep. Like emotionally unavailable X deep. They're designed that way on purpose. Items spread out so your brain doesn't register volume. Add in cup holders for your $6 latte, and suddenly you're on a joyride through consumerism. Starbucks in one hand, financial regrets in the other. Even the music is curated. Mid-tempo beats to keep your heart rate steady so you browse longer. Not quite elevator music, but not enough to get stuck in your head either. It's the auditory equivalent of a warm bath. And you're soaking in it. Think that clearance sticker means a real discount? Think again. Red tags trigger an urgency reflex. Our brains see red and think, deal. But a lot of those items? Barely 10 to 15% off. It's a psychological discount, not a real one. It's like paying full price but feeling smug about it. And those markdown schedules you've seen floating around online? You know, Tuesdays are women's clothes, Wednesdays are home goods, etc. Partially true, but wildly inconsistent. Some stores follow it, others don't. But the belief that you're shopping smart is what keeps you coming back. They don't need you to win, they just need you to think you're playing the game well. And don't get me started on the private label illusion. Ever picked up something from Good & Gather, Hearth & Hand, or A New Day and thought, wow, I'm supporting a small artisan brand? Nope. Target owns all of them. They've built an entire ecosystem of in-house brands that look nothing like each other, but they all report to the same boardroom. They undercut name brands by a few cents so you feel like a savvy shopper. But it's a trick. They control the shelf space, the pricing, the product design, the whole play. It's like shopping in Monopoly, except every property belongs to Target and you're the one paying rent. So now that you've been lured in by the lighting, distracted by the cart design, and hoodwinked by clearance tags, let's talk about how Target is watching you. Like, actually watching you. Remember that time you walked down the baby aisle just once, and then suddenly your Target app started showing you diapers and onesies? That wasn't a coincidence. That was retail surveillance. Target's app, in-store Wi-Fi, and even your location pings, yes, even if you're not on their Wi-Fi, feed data into a system that knows more about your habits than your therapist. Where you go, what you browse, what you almost buy, it's all part of a behavioral heat map they use to predict your next move before you even make it. But it gets creepier. In 2012, Target famously identified a teenage girl's pregnancy before her family knew, just based on her shift in shopping patterns. They sent her coupons for maternity gear and baby wipes, and her dad complained, until he realized she actually was pregnant. Yeah, that happened. This is why you see hyper-targeted offers in the app. It's not generosity, it's data leverage. And if you're a Target Circle member, congratulations. You're in the VIP tracking club now. Every scan, every purchase, every click, logged, analyzed, and repackaged into one big algorithm that knows you love almond milk, neutral throw blankets, and buying candles when Mercury is in retrograde. But don't worry, if the tracking doesn't get you, the red stickers will. Let's revisit that iconic clearance section where every item whispers, "I'm a steal," when really you're just being legally pickpocketed. Here's the trick. Target sometimes raises prices right before clearance events. That $19.99 bath mat becomes $24.99. So that when it's marked down to $18.49, you feel like you're saving. In reality, it's a mirage of markdowns, and the dessert is your checking account. Those beloved end caps, where you find random baskets of string lights, plant stands, or oddly satisfying soap dispensers, are not randomly curated. They're designed based on data from other stores, testing what sells best when it's placed at eye level with a red tag, and maybe near a basket of matching stuff. Employees are often told not to restock clearance aggressively. Why? Because it's not about volume, it's about temptation. Limited quantities make things feel exclusive. Scarcity Psychology 101. You're not just buying a water bottle, you're buying the idea that if you don't get it now, Becky from aisle 6 is going to grab it before you. Spoiler, Becky has 3 already and doesn't even drink water. Let's open the backroom door literally and talk employee secrets. First, the backroom isn't empty, it's full of overflow stock. That candle that's out of stock on the floor? It's probably just in the back, but workers are often told not to check. Why? Because retrieving one item leads to a domino effect. Now 3 more people want something, and suddenly the store's efficiency rating drops and management gets testy. Speaking of efficiency, cashiers are scored like Olympic athletes. Every beep of the scanner is timed. Items per minute, upsells offered, and even how much they smile is tracked on a dashboard. A little slow today? You might get coached. That's retail speak for, "Hey, speed it up or we'll put you in the break room until you rewatch the training videos." Now let's talk about returns. Target tracks your returns even if you don't use a receipt. There's a hidden system that logs your ID or payment method. Return too many things in a short period or bounce between stores, and you'll quietly get flagged. You won't know it's happened until one day a manager gives you that polite but firm, "Sorry, you're not eligible for a return today." It's not just for fraud prevention. It's a way to cut down on problem shoppers without having to say it out loud. And if you've ever noticed someone in a green vest casually pretending to shop while holding an iPad, that's asset protection. They're trained to spot shoplifters without engaging. Regular employees are forbidden from intervening, even if they see someone stuffing a blender into their tote bag. Why? Liability, lawsuits, corporate image. So if you think no one's watching, you're wrong. If you think everyone is watching, you're right. So far, we've uncovered the mind games, the shell games, and the data games. But what happens when the games cross into real-world damage control? Because for a brand that paints itself as feel-good retail, Target has faced some very not-so-feel-good scandals. Let's start with the culture war grenade that exploded in 2023. Target rolled out its annual Pride Month collection, complete with gender-neutral kids' clothing and LGBTQ+ themed home decor. Cue the backlash, boycotts, viral rants, threats to stores, and a social media firestorm hotter than a clearance aisle in July. Here's where it gets messy. Target responded by pulling some displays, relocating others, and issuing a vague corporate statement about employee safety. The result? Both sides of the political spectrum got mad. Progressives felt betrayed, conservatives still weren't satisfied, and Target ended up caught in the crossfire of its own marketing decisions. This wasn't the first time Target found itself on shaky ground with the public. Flashback to 2013 is when a data breach exposed the personal information of over 70 million customers, including credit card numbers, emails, and addresses. It was one of the biggest breaches in retail history. Target paid out nearly $300 million in fines and settlements. Not exactly pocket change, but the real eye-opener is what happens behind the scenes. Target may smile on the outside, but internally, it's been accused of running a tight-lipped, union-proof ship. Employees across the US have reported mandatory anti-union training sessions, thinly veiled under titles like team culture or guest experience. Workers say they're discouraged, if not outright warned, against even talking about unionizing. There's even a training video leaked a few years back where Target straight up tells employees that unions are a business that want to come between them and the company. Which sounds like the corporate version of, don't trust your new stepdad, sweetie, he's trying to steal mommy's love. And while it might not make headlines, workers also describe harsh schedule cuts, short-staffed shifts, and intense pressure to meet performance quotas, all while smiling, scanning, and pretending your cart full of 37 impulse buys is the highlight of their day. Target is good at branding, maybe too good. Their ads scream community, inclusion, value, and modern family vibes. They use fonts that look like they were written by your stylish friend who drinks oat milk lattes and calls her dog her child. Their in-house brands look like Etsy shops. Their store design makes you feel like you're in a Netflix rom-com. But peel back the clean design and red branding, and you find a corporation that's mastered the art of appearing wholesome while operating like every other retail behemoth behind closed doors. Data collection? Check. Psychological pricing? Absolutely. Suppression of labor organization? Allegedly but strongly. Public backlash from both sides of the aisle? That too. Target's genius isn't just that it makes you spend money you didn't plan to, it's that it makes you feel good about doing it. You don't walk out of Target with buyer's remorse. You walk out thinking, this was self-care. And maybe that's the real trap. This isn't about canceling Target. You don't need to throw away your favorite throw blanket or delete the app like it's your ex's number. But just like with any relationship, it's good to know what's really going on beneath the surface. Because at the end of the day, Target isn't just a store, it's a psychological theme park dressed up as retail therapy. The problem isn't that it tricks you into buying things. The problem is that it does it so well, you thank it afterward. So next time you walk in for toothpaste, ask yourself, are you shopping or are you being shopped?